What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, a comic book novice, aka Contralad, aka you know the rest of that stuff, man. We're here to talk about my absolute favorite book that I have read since getting back into comics, and that is Dark Knights of Steel. Let's get a better there it is. I might be a little bit biased because I love fantasy. It's my favorite genre of books, shows, movies, video games, you name it, man. I love the high fantasy setting for most things. Like in books, I love Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author. Love his stuff. So yeah, that should give you a little bit of an idea as to why I like this book so much. It's an Elseworlds tale from DC that basically just takes the DC universe, throws it into a fantasy setting, and just rocks the shit out of it. It was great to read, man. It was fast-paced, had a lot of action, had a compelling story. I was interested from the first panel to the last panel. It kept me hooked. I'm kind of sad that this is only going to be a 12-issue series, man. Like knowing that sometime it's going to be over in a year, because they're only coming out once a month, which is it's smart because it like tempers everybody's enthusiasm, I'd say. But for me, I cannot wait until December when I can read the next one. I love the art. I think this is the first time I've seen art from this. The woman who does the art, her name is Yasmine Putri, I believe. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but amazing. I'm gonna have to check out some more of her stuff for sure, because that, like, just from the cover alone, like, you can get an idea of what the art is like inside. And Tom Taylor, I have heard since I got back into comics that he is like that dude when it comes to like storytelling in comics. He's one of the big names out there, and I'm looking forward to reading some more of his stuff now, man, because I hadn't really checked out too much of his stuff before this, but I definitely need to now. Before I get into spoilers, I want to give my grades on like stuff that doesn't give anything away. So if, I already said I love the art. Art is an absolute 10 out of 10. Story was an absolute 10 out of 10. The concept, I loved that they put this stuff into a fantasy setting. It was just an all-around great story to read so far. So yeah, that is it for the spoiler-free section of this video. So if you don't want spoilers, I'd shut it off right now. Alright, let's get into it, man. Before I keep it going, bam! Spoiler warning on the rest of this video. They should be out of here if they don't want spoilers by now, but just in case you're still here, bam again. Spoiler warning. So, this book, as I was saying, is freaking amazing, man. I love the retelling of, it's kind of like a retelling of Superman's origin story at the very beginning. Because, you know, everybody who, even if you don't read comics, like, you know Superman's the basic gist. Like, he was from Krypton, some shit was going down, so they had to shoot him out here to Earth. But in this story, it takes a little bit of a twist. Superman's parents also come with him, and he has not even been born yet by the time that they jet out of there from Krypton. Once they get down here to Earth, his mother is in labor, and what's the best way to explain it? They get down, ship pops open, she's giving birth. Superman's parents, or Jor-El, he obviously doesn't know, or at least I don't think he knows yet, that he has these powers here on Earth. I'm not too versed in Superman's story other than like a few things that I've read recently, so I don't know if they knew before coming to Earth that they were gonna have these badass powers when they got here. I'm not sure. Like I said, I am a comic book novice, so you're coming along for the journey while I'm learning all these things, man. I'm having a blast doing it. But some people roll up on them like, yo, what the hell you doing here? What is this spaceship thing? And he's trying to be like, hey, like chill out, like we don't want no trouble. But then they come, they want the smoke, so he gives it to him, baby. Zap, all of them out of here. But that's basically, we see Superman being born, and then boom, we're transported into the future. It's probably, I want to say probably like 20 years later or something like that. We see Batman. He is like the captain of the guard, or like the head of the army for the kingdom that Superman's parents have taken over. Superman is the prince of the kingdom, and he's not like a spoiled bratty type prince. He's like one of the ones who wants to get in there and get his hands dirty. But they Jor-El and his mother, I really gotta learn her name, man. Lara. It was on the tip of my tongue, man, I swear. Comic book novice. But yeah, Lara and Jor-El are the king and queen. They don't really want Superman out there in the dirt, but he wants to get his hands dirty, man. Like, and Superman's gonna do what Superman wants to do, even if Batman don't want him in there. But yeah, like Batman doesn't want him out there because he wants to keep everybody safe. He's trying to do his job, keep the king, the queen, and the prince safe. And by the way, Batman being a knight is just like, wow, like that's perfect. Like, but then yeah, we can get into deeper in the story. We see the Robins. They're tracking down this Banshee-like character. Turns out to be Black Canary, I believe. And like all the characters that they had in this first issue fit their roles perfectly. Like Constantine is like the prophet, like the Oracle type character. Green Arrow is an assassin. Batman's the knight. Superman's a prince. Like it works perfectly. Like I'm pretty sure someone told me in the K Squad Discord that there's a different high fantasy setting in DC before this, and like I can see why they're dipping back into it, man. Like I mean, it works perfectly. So yeah, we see all that stuff. Not gonna waste too much more of your time, but I want to get into the big reveal at the end. Like when we find out, because when you see Batman, like I want to show the page, because I remember when I saw this. Oh, and Harley Quinn too. Like if there's a character that is better suited for a high fantasy setting than Harley Quinn, I don't know who is. Like that's perfect. The Jester. So let's see. I want to show the exact part. I mean, if you're watching this video at this point, you've already seen it, but I really want to see it again. See, there we got the big reveal page. That, like I said, that art is amazing. And then the real shock twist ending at the end. Shout out to Batman and Robin, by the way. That was pretty good. Yeah, man, that like it was like I was watching a movie or a TV show. Like when I flipped that last page, oh my goodness, I was blown away. Like Bruce is the bastard son of Jor-El and Martha Wayne. Like what? That's freaking crazy. And so like that means he's probably got powers, right? I mean, we saw his eyes going at the end. Like, what is that gonna mean for him and Superman? What's that gonna mean? Like, what does Jor-El's death mean to the kingdom? Like, obviously Superman's gonna have to step up and be the king, but what is that gonna leave Batman, Bruce? Like, I mean, he can't take the throne even if he is older because he's a bastard. So like, what is gonna happen? What's gonna happen with Green Arrow? Like, are they see, there's infinite questions I could ask about this series. As you can tell, I'm all worked up. I'm excited. Yeah, I can't wait to read the rest of this story, man. It's really exciting. But at the end of this, at all said and done, gotta give it a grade. Did it at the very beginning, but that's how these are gonna go. I'm gonna give, most of the time I'm gonna give the grades at the end, but this one I was too excited, had to do it at the beginning. But absolute 10 out of 10, story 10, art 10. I'm definitely gonna be looking for more stuff by Tom Taylor to read, and just some more cool art to see from Yasmine Putri. Once again, I really hope I'm saying that name right. But that is it for my review of Dark Knights of Steel. Those were my thoughts. I can't wait for the next one to come out. I am a comic book novice, aka Controlad, aka, I'm out of here.